Hi, and welcome to Peel Healthy Lifestyles, where we focus on health, fitness, and technology, and we want to showcase individuals, organizations, and businesses around the region of Peel that are really looking to help connect the community and really deliver information that is valuable to you, the viewers. Today with us we have Rayna. She's joining us. Welcome, Rayna.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming to the studio. So Rayna is from the Brampton Funeral Home and Cemetery and located at the corner of Beauvais and Chincousy in West Brampton. Brampton Funeral Home and Cemetery has been operating since 1986, and it offers the convenience of a funeral home located right on the same property and is part of the Arbor Memorial Group of cemeteries and funeral homes, which operates across Canada. Rayna is part of the management team of Brampton and is here to talk to us today about the many benefits of pre-planning and our final arrangements. So first off, we're happy to have you participate in the Peel Healthy Lifestyle show coming this weekend.
Yes, we're very happy to be there. We're honored, actually. We're going to be there all day Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So drop by our booth and say hello.
Perfect, thank you. So Rayna, why should our viewers, the community in general, consider pre-planning?
Everyone should pre-plan. You know, regardless of faith, culture, personal taste, pre-planning is so very important.
Okay.
And obviously the reasons are we don't leave this responsibility to the people that we love.
Right.
You know, honestly, believe it or not, there are at least 87 decisions to make and things to do.
Wow, that's a lot.
When someone passes away.
Right.
Yes. So when we don't take care of this ahead of time, then our loved ones are left to do this within the first 72 hours of when that death occurs.
Okay.
So that is a large responsibility to leave to the people we love. And when we pre-plan, we get to make the plans for ourselves and carry out the wishes that we want.
Okay.
So, you know, having that conversation ahead of time allows us to design things to go the way we want to be remembered.
Right.
That's the question to answer. How do you want to be remembered?
Right, okay, that's fantastic. Is there, I'm assuming that there would be some kind of tool, so what kind of tools do you offer for this?
Yes, so we have our family registry. So the Arbor Memorial Family Registry is a booklet, 25-page bound booklet that is a great place to get started for your future planning. You can copy down all of your private information, personal information. It's for your eyes only. All of this would stay in your home. And it's a place to keep all of your personal financial details, so when that's needed, it's there for the ones that we love. They're not searching through boxes in the attic and filing cabinets downstairs. It's all organized.
In one place.
In one place,
Perfect.
exactly.
Understood.
So these tools, along with a legal will kit, people who don't get their wills in order, we have a complimentary legal will kit that we offer, as well as even handbooks on being an executor or power of attorney of an estate.
Okay. So is this something that you guys mail out? Would I just call and say, hey, can you mail this out to me?
Well, no, in this case, these are extensive packages. You know, like I said, they're bound booklets, and the thing about them is they need guidance. And it's our specialists, our pre-planning specialists. We're educated, we're trained in this. I'm guaranteed if we send this out to you, you'll have questions. You'll be calling us back anyway to come and explain it to you. So what we do, we set a time to get together, and we guide you through this material.
So now I've called you, and now we're getting together. What does this meeting look like?
Right, so we would set a time. Obviously, it's all about the comfort and convenience for the family. So whatever time works for the family, and if they want it in their own home, we provide that service. So our specialists can come out to the home, and or if the family wants to come in and see our facility, see the cemetery, see the funeral home, we book a time for there. Takes about an hour to sit down and get all the details out on the table. Again, you know, the guidance through the registry, through the power of attorney will kits, the executorship book. It takes about an hour, and again, like I said, there will definitely be questions, so we're doing it right then and there, and I'm there to answer the questions.
Perfect. And you know, the first thing that comes to mind, the first question, I guess, what people would ask is, what does this typically cost? What are we talking about when it comes to pre-planning?
Yes, so we get that question all the time, of course. But there's no real one-size-fits-all. It's a tough question to answer because what we do, we design a program that fits each individual, and that's going to look different to everyone. We pay tribute to people differently, right? So honestly, the best thing to do is get all the information you need. We design a program for you that fits your personal taste, but as well as your budget. We have payment plans even to help with the convenience for families.
So I know that, so we were saying Arbor's been around for quite some time, especially even just the Brampton Memorial Gardens. Is there variation in how the different generations you must have seen, how they plan their funerals? What does that look like? What's the variation?
Yeah, so more and more you're seeing needs and expectations change. toward a celebration of life.
Okay.
So people seem to be getting away from that somber gathering
Right.
and want to be celebrated, friends and family
Okay.
getting together for more of a happier celebration
Right.
of that loved one's life. Actually,
Okay.
a survey that Arbor commissioned found that more than half of Canadians aged 55 to 64
Right.
want a celebration of life.
Okay. Interesting.
And that same survey actually found that half of Canadians also want to customize their own funeral. They want to be involved in that planning.
Right. Okay. And I think with the community, it's always kind of you're just reactionary. You're just it happens, and now you kind of deal with it.
That's right.
Versus a celebration of life, where you're actually kind of planning for yourself and how you want to be remembered. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
So, I know in the community, and I know families in general, when they start talking about death or that topic comes up, it's really hard. Why is it that people have such a hard time talking about death?
Well, it is a certainty that we all have to face,
Okay.
unfortunately, but, acting like it's not there isn't going to make it go away.
Right.
It's a conversation that we do need to have.
Okay.
And, it's those that find it difficult to talk about.
Right.
You kind of need to ask yourself, you find that difficult now,
Right.
you're putting yourself in a position later.
Right.
Because if you can't talk now,
Right.
then when you're put in that position when you must talk about death,
Right.
it's much more difficult then.
Right, okay.
So just starting with that one easy question.
Right.
What are my wishes? And
Okay.
do my loved ones know them? And do I know the
okay.
wishes of my loved ones?
Right.
So starting the conversation there, because when that time comes, when you don't have a choice now,
Right.
nothing's been pre-planned, and now you must have that conversation about
Right.
death. Believe me, I see it every day.
Right.
It's not easy. The thing I most commonly hear from families, I
Right.
sit across from them, from grieving families every day, and they just say, I wish this was something we could have planned ahead of time.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
It is a conversation that's much easier now than later.
It makes sense because if it's something you're putting off and you don't want to talk about it at all, and then when you're forced to talk about it, then it's definitely going to be very difficult. Okay,
That's right.
That makes a lot of sense. So I know in the community, cremation is tradition in the Punjabi community, whether it's Sikhism or Hinduism. What sort of arrangements can be put in place in that regard?
So pre-planning is important, no matter what sort of arrangements you choose. There's much to plan, really, right? So with the custom of cremation,
Right.
a funeral home must still be involved.
Okay.
Many are unaware of that fact, but it's the funeral staff that picks us up from our place of passing and
Okay.
brings us into the care of a funeral home and
Right.
arranges for those cremation services.
Okay.
It's also at the funeral home where we offer facilities for gathering for prayer to honor that loved one.
Right, okay.
Family and friends can gather to pay respects to the family of their lost loved one.
Okay.
Right? So the funeral home serves a lot of purpose for families who choose cremation.
Okay, understood. Something that comes to mind now is that a lot of Punjabi families, especially our elders, they say they want to go back home for their final years, and so is that something that they should still be pre-planning? Is that do they need to pre-plan their final arrangements even if they want to go back home?
Absolutely. I mean, we would recommend it. Pre-planning really is just the right choice at any time because we don't know what the future will bring.
Right.
Of course, we hope to go back home for some, but things don't always work out as planned.
Right.
And at the end of the day, arrangements may need to be ultimately made here.
Okay.
If they are made, then at least we're planned. It's better to have something and
Right.
not need it
Right.
than need it and not have
And
it.
not have it. Okay.
But also, it's for those who have family here that are staying here. So while the elders may go back home,
Right.
if your family is here, they may want a place to visit or to celebrate the life of that loved one. They may
Okay.
want celebrations here
Right.
to take place, right?
Okay.
And again, of course, there's an added benefit. We do allow the transfer of services.
Okay.
So if a family member wanted to sign things over to another friend or family member,
Okay.
that's done at no inconvenience to the family.
Okay. So you're saying that if someone pre-plans, then they're able to, if they wanted to use it for someone else, they're able to do that.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay. So, I've called you, I've made an appointment, I've got the pre-planning package, I've got some information, and now I've gone through and now I'm pre-planned. And now I'm moving from Brampton to, let's say, another part of the country, another province,
Right.
another city. What happens with those arrangements?
Well, like you said earlier, Arbor is a national company.
Okay.
So meaning we have locations in many major cities across the country.
Okay.
So these services and products even that you arrange for yourself here at Brampton Funeral Home and Cemetery
Right.
can be transferred at any time at no inconvenience to any one of our other locations.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great benefit. It's our national transfer privilege.
Okay, perfect. As our time kind of wraps up now, I want to thank you very much, Rayna. Is there anything else you'd like to add and like to say?
Well, pre-planning is very important,
Right.
and while it's a tough conversation to have, it is recommended. It's one that may not be easy, but that's why we're here. We're
Okay.
here to guide you
Right.
every step of the way.
Okay.
So we encourage the community to come out, reach out to the Brampton Funeral Home and Cemetery. One
Right.
of us will be there with open arms to welcome you.
Perfect. Okay, so there you have it, folks. You've heard it. You heard about pre-planning. I want to thank Rayna for joining us today. It's obviously very educational. It's something that we don't really consider. I want to encourage you to reach out as a community, as our viewers, to reach out to the Brampton Funeral Home and Cemetery, get some pre-planning information. It doesn't hurt to give a call and start that dialogue, and I think that's what we're really talking about here, is just to start that
right.
conversation.
That's right. Yes.
Perfect. So thank you, Rayna, for joining us in the studio.
Thanks again for having us. Look
No-
forward to the show this weekend.
Perfect, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, viewers, for joining Peel Healthy Lifestyles once again, where we focus on health, fitness, and technology. And until next time, take care.